Hi. Just out for a little run to complete my 100 miles in a month challenge, which I set myself. And I thought I'd run through a few of the challenges it's actually set me, what it's been like, and yeah, how I've got through it. So let's do that. In a normal month, I'll probably run around 75 to 80 miles. I usually work in kilometres, to be honest, so maybe anywhere between 120 and maybe 140 kilometres in a month. So looking to doing 100 miles, that's 160 kilometres, so you probably, quick maths kind of time, thinking of upping, or me personally, upping my mileage by around 20-25 miles in a month. So whatever that works out in kilometres, probably around 35k, something like that, extra on top it could be. So that's a little bit of a challenge in itself, of whacking 20% or something on top of your mileage. But hey, if it was easy, it wouldn't be a challenge, would it? So I'd say before deciding to do something like 100 miles, have a think about what your current monthly mileage is, and think about what you know you can reasonably achieve. So it doesn't have to be 100 mile a month, it could be a 75 mile month, a 55 mile month, even a 25 mile month, whatever. It's quite nice to have a challenge for the month. So we're in just at the end of August now, and this is my actual run to complete my 100 miles. And I'll probably probably August is a pretty good month to do it. Generally got okay weather, it's long, and today's actually a Monday the 31st, and it's a bank holiday, so look at that, got an extra day to get that running in. So if you want to do 100 miles in a month, you've got to do about 3 and a bit miles every day, or a 5k every day, and that should take you almost to your 100 mile or 161 kilometre total. So you really should have a think if you've even got the time to do that. So I found myself thinking, I've got this target of X amount of miles, X amount of kilometres that I need to be doing to basically not fall back. So if I don't run on one day, I've got to run twice that distance the next day. And it's actually been, yeah, a bit of a challenge. I think I was able to make it work by running in evenings, in lunch times, trying to squeeze in some longer runs to allow me to have a couple of days off, and yeah, just about made it through. I'm going to go through some of the things that I've learned from this. So firstly, make sure you've got enough time to complete this. I've got work, family, and all those types of things going on, and it's not easy just to kind of go out every day because you've got other commitments. So timing's been the big thing. I've actually taken some annual leave this month just because I had it to use. So not for this challenge, but it did mean that I had days where I'm able to just go off and do a nice long run, and that'll allow me to kind of catch up on any mileage that I was missing. Next issue is fatigue. If you're choosing to run every day, your legs are going to have minimal rest time, and you'll feel it. Also, you're going extra distance as well, so you're pushing your legs more than you would any other month. I also found that you're running when you can, not always when you want to. So we've had some heat waves, we've had rainstorms, you know, whatever it is, and you have to go out. You can't say, I'm not going to do it, but you might have to shift your plans again. So if it's a heat wave in the afternoon, you might have to go out early in the morning, or go out, you know, at the end of the day. So again, you need that flexibility. Running every day can also get a bit boring if you're using the same routes. So really had to try and think a few times to do something different, try a new route, go off trail, yeah, just do something to kind of alleviate it and not just go through the motions again and again. So investigate and try and find out, otherwise you will get bored running every day or running over 100 miles. The plus side of trying to alleviate that boredom of doing the same routes is that you find out new routes. So I got out, and as I said, with these when I had some days off, it meant I could be a little bit freer in how long I was out for, not worrying if I got lost, and would just go out and do that. So try and explore the area and have a little think about how you're going to do it, because I say if you're doing 5Ks every day, it's going to be quite hard to kind of do new routes, because probably where you live, you know, there's set ways around. So sprinkle in some longer runs in there. Looking at my my Garmin watch, it's telling me that I'm just about to do my my total for the month. So woohoo, that's 100 miles done. It's not really telling me that, it's telling me that I've just reached the 3 kilometers I knew that I had to go on, and I've still got about a mile away from home really, so I'll get a little bit more on there, hey, to be on the safe side. But that's it. I wasn't quite sure if I'd be able to squeeze in 100 miles in 1 month, but I did. So yeah, choose a nice longer month. August is good, don't you? February, and choose one where the weather's going to be okay, and when you know you're going to have a little bit more free time, and just be prepared for the legs to get a little bit leggy. So I'm going to take it a little bit easier next month and just try and go for runs when I want to run, and try and get a little bit more of a routine, whereas I used to run maybe 4 times a week. Sometimes I've had to run 5 or 6 times a week, and they really do add up, those little runs, definitely. So that's the 100 miles challenge completed. 100 miles, 161 kilometers, and I've made it through the month. So hurrah. Wasn't quite sure, seem to always have a few little niggly injuries, but yeah, I've done all right. I've had to get runs in when I didn't really want to run. I've had to slow my pace down just because of fatigue, and yeah, it all adds up. So I'm looking forward to a little bit of a rest next month when I get to choose when I want to run, choose how long I want to run, and as I say, try and have a little bit more fun. My top tips, if you're going to choose a set distance to run each month, or a month, whether that's 100 miles, 50 miles, whatever, try and put a little bit more fate on your side by picking a month like August, which I'm in now, which is a bit longer. Those extra days can really help you out if you need to squeeze anything in or you have a little rest. Next, be prepared to go out in all weathers, and if you can't do that, be flexible with when you can run. So if there's a heat wave like we had this month, then be prepared to go out in the morning or late at night when it's cooler. And lastly, be ready for that fatigue setting on the legs. For me, I probably had to do about 20-25% more running this month than I would on an average month. So legs are going to feel it a bit more. But as I said, I've kind of taken it a bit easier. I've slowed down my pace, and that should reduce any chance of injury. And lastly, hey, reward yourself. Have a little bit of rest at the end of it.